today, for being here, and for certainly your expertise. So I feel that there's a strong case to be made for permanent daylight savings time. My argument is twofold. First, disrupting American circadian rhythms is bad policy, and Congress should settle on a single standard. Second, daylight savings time is preferable to standard time. When our circadian rhythms are disrupted, brain functioning worsens, and Dr. Kleppe seemed to uncover precisely this phenomenon in his study on investor responsiveness after the March time shift. Dr. Kleppe, can you summarize briefly the impacts of DST adjustments on investor performance that you found in your research?
Yes, I'd be happy to. Thank you, Congresswoman. Our research does focus specifically on the potential costs of switching from to and from permanent standard time to permanent daylight saving time. And what we find is that investors are slower to incorporate earnings news into their valuations of companies through stock prices in that window right after the time change. And we think that has a couple big implications. When prices don't reflect underlying value because of this market inefficiency, it's basically bad for everyone because it potentially creates higher risk and uncertainty because we don't know what the true value is, and it can create disparities across investors. So, in particular, what we find in our research is that retail investors are likely at a disadvantage to more sophisticated investors, and so there's a chance for this worse trading outcomes for retail investors because they're less able to overcome some of these cognitive impairment issues that come from changing time. So. That's really what our research can speak to. The issue of what do we do if we choose to not switch becomes a lot more complicated.
I'll get there. In a nutshell, Dr. Kleppe found that investors weren't as sharp after the clock shift. Analogize this effect to kids in a classroom or drivers on the road. Put simply, the aggregate impacts of lowered cognition across society appear profound. So I do believe the evidence is clear. It's time for us to decide on one standard and to just stick with it. But what should that standard be? Standard time, as it is so called, or DST, and I would argue DST. During this committee's last hearing on DST, we heard testimony about the mental health benefits associated with having an extra hour of sunlight in the evening. So let's also explore the small business impacts. Mr. Karen, in your testimony, you emphasized the significant economic impacts associated with additional evening sunlight. Can you elaborate on why DST is preferable to standard time for golf course owners in particular and small business owners more generally?
With pleasure. So the golf industry is made up of 15,000 small business operators, and their businesses track to what we call recreational daylight, when Americans are available to play golf. And if the sunlight tracks better with when Americans are available to play golf, it's only better for the economy and for their health. It's simple as that. Yeah. And the interesting thing that through this discussion that we're talking about standard versus daylight saving time, and daylight saving time is already 8 months of the year. In an ironic way, it is our standard time. It's not the exception. It's a matter, and over time, Congress has closed that window of standard time to make it smaller and smaller over time. So I think we've already been moving in that direction for decades. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of now just kind of having the fortitude to choose one. And obviously, our industry is mixed, but we strongly favor daylight saving time.
Thank you. That's a great point. I mean, ultimately, the evidence shows that switching our clocks twice a year harms cognition, disrupts daily life, affects mental health, decreases opportunities for families and businesses alike. But by adopting permanent daylight savings time, we can establish a single consistent standard that confers real benefits on all Americans, especially our children. So thank you. I yield back.
All right, thank you. Generally yields back. We'll recognize Mr. Keene from the great state of New Jersey. You're recognized for 5 minutes for your questioning, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you to our distinguished witnesses